Hi guys, so it is now like 8, I think. Yeah, it's just gone 8, and I don't know if you can tell, but I got my tie today. I made my promise. Me and my brother made our promises literally just before the parade thing, of course in front of like all the other cubs and scouts and beavers. But yeah, so we got the tie and the woggle, toggle, whatever you call it. Woggle, toggle. They call it a woggle. My brother's thing used to call it, before we moved, it used to call it a toggle. I don't know. It's a woggle toggle. That's what I call it, a woggle toggle. But the Remembrance Parade was really, really fun. Felt special. Some people were looking at us like we were crazy. Some people were looking at us like with respect. And then we went into the church for the service, which I'm going to say for a non-Christian wasn't particularly much fun, but singing, and we did another 2-minute silence, which was awkward because my brother was like bugging me. I had to move across twice and he'd push me back because the people behind me were because the way it worked was there was beavers, cubs, scouts, and I was on the back row because I'm in the scouts. And this woman behind me, like one of the helpers, was telling off one of the beavers, and she kept pushing me that way. My brother was sitting right there, so he'd push me back that way, and it was endless. It wouldn't stop. And then the people in front of us, the cubs, kept like going like that on purpose to the back of the chair, and like the paper, like with the hymns and how the ceremony was working, kept falling on the floor. So my friend kept like bending over and picking it back up. It made so much noise, and I hardly heard the service because of those people in front of us, me being pushed around by my brother, her bending over and picking up the paper. So yeah, it was endless today. And then when we got home, I'm not kidding, we were walking back from the church, back through as we did on the way up, and it started pouring down. And I was like, I didn't bring a coat because we're not allowed to wear them because of the uniform. We weren't allowed to wear coats or anything. And the beavers and cubs are wearing jumpers over, and I'm like, why do you get jumpers and why don't we? So I got home, I was drenched. I ran home. It's a 2-minute run, but I was still drenched. It was hailing as well in when we went into the area where we finished off the set. We came back down from the church, walked back into where we started. We sung the national anthem for Britain, like God Save the Queen. And then it finished. Then the army cadet things were dismissed because they wouldn't walk off while they were still engaged. So they got dismissed, and then we were all allowed to go. And then we all went, and so yes, we all went, and then me and my brother ran home, and we were drenched, and I put on pyjamas for a few hours because I was freezing cold, and then I got re-changed into like jegging things for a few hours, and now I'm back in pyjamas again. So that's been my day. It's been chaotic, and the Wi-Fi was down for about 2 hours. No, it wasn't even 2 hours, it was most likely an hour, because my dad was sorting out the TV because we have we've had problems with the TV recently. So he was just sorting up the TV and he unplugged the Wi-Fi. So I couldn't do anything for an hour. I was in my room, I was listening to my music, and I had nothing else to do. I couldn't draw because I didn't know what to draw, and I'd need the internet to find an image to draw. I couldn't go on my laptop to do the vlog because I needed the internet for that, because I needed to get the song that I had in the vlog, which you guys would have seen yesterday, which was, the vlog was called, let me pull it up, no, Silence to Remember, I think it was something of day 97, and then, so this is day 98, Monday's day 99, meaning Tuesday is the big 100. Big 100. It doesn't seem that big, like, but some people say when you reach day 100 you're still getting used to it, but I've gotten used to it. I couldn't write because I couldn't find any decent pens that wanted to work, and I wasn't really writing, I was planning. As you can tell, I've been planning the last few days for one of my biggest stories that one person has said I can do, but if that one person wants the story, I will give them the story they want. And no matter what, I would write it anyway. If people didn't want it, I'm going to write it anyway. And it's called The Next Generation. I've got a plan for when I want all my stories to come out, and it's not till, that one's really not until late next year. March? I think, yeah, March next year, so it really is in a while, but, and I finished planning it, but I finished doing, I open up the little booklet thing I've made, I'm going to try and, so I've got, like, the little booklet thing, and I've got notes about the 4 main characters, the notes about the families, I've missed one. I just did a little sketch. I don't know why I did. They're on all of them. Little tiny people. Bigger people. And that. And then secondary characters. And then information about the secondary characters. Don't know if you can read those ones. But just information and so it will really help with backstories and like what year I know what year the story's set, but I know little, like the story's set 2031. It is a Big Bang story, as you can tell. I've got my Big Bang Instagram thing there. So I've got loads of stories that I'm writing at the moment, or planning to. I've got loads. I'm currently writing 2 at the same time. But I couldn't write on my computer because I need the internet for that. And I can't find the pad where I'm planning another story that's going up next month. So it was just chaotic. I know my mum's going to kill me, but I did turn on my mobile data and I watched YouTube. I couldn't do anything else. I turned on my mobile data and watched YouTube. She's going to kill me, but about 10 minutes after I did, the Wi-Fi came back on, so 10 minutes isn't much. It is like a normal